Welcome to today's pick a card. I have 3 groups for you to choose from. For group 1, we have cinnamon. Group 2, we have the mixed herbs. And group 3, we have cumin. So whichever part you feel the most drawn to, timestamps are in the description box, and we will get started with group 1. Okay, welcome group 1. If you chose the cinnamon, then this will be your reading today on what it is that you need to know. So it looks like a person from your past is coming back with an offer of some kind. I don't know if you guys grew up together or if you were like friends when you were kids. It seems like very young energy. And I feel like they do want to come in with some type of offer of what feels like romantic interest, but it does feel like you could potentially be in a little bit of like a disinterested or protective or matter-of-fact energy. It almost seems like you could be keeping people at bay at this time, or you could just be like a very straight shooter in the way that you talk. And I think regardless of this front that you put out, this person still sees deep down or past the facade, and they still want to give you their cup. They're still interested. They still have feelings for you. They want to declare and give you the opportunity to see, well, not you the opportunity, but I guess the both of you the opportunity to see if, if it was mutual and reciprocated, if something here could sort of come of it. And, but there's this essence that you're still holding on to something. And now for some of you, if this isn't a person trying to come back from when you were like younger, there is also a person coming back who, I don't know if they necessarily were out of your life for a long time, but I would say it would have been from like a no contact scenario where they are going to try to bridge the gap. This person could have been emotionally stunted in some way. Like they could come off a little bit immature at times, but it's more through like a lack of experience or something like that. It's like something about them could be quite freeing, and there might be like a youthfulness to the way that they live, but it does feel like a sincere, I just got the word apology. So yeah, it's like this person who you're in no contact with is going to try to bridge the gap. It looks like they have an apology. If they don't say the actual words, it's like a gesture. Yeah, so even if they don't want to actually, physically say the words, speak the words, they are going to try to do something to show you instead or as well. And if that is the case, there may be a good reason here why you are quite guarded towards this person, or that you will be matter of fact, you will have a lot of boundaries in place. There could be something here too where it's like you may deny this person, or you may keep them at an arm's length or something like that, because it's simply too exhausting to have them around you because of whatever the history is. All right, so we've got a couple different kind of readings here coming out, a couple of different scenarios coming out for different people. Okay. So I feel like there could have been something in this time that you have been in either like a no contact scenario, whether that's because you just grew apart, or, fell out of contact from when you were younger, or if there's a person who you specifically had some sort of like fallout or disagreement with, and, as a result went non-contact, but they're now coming back. it's like something during this time may have happened. And so one of these things is that to this person, there's a lot unaccounted for in the way that you show up in the world. And I feel like they see a lot of beauty. They see a lot of heart-led love. They see humanitarian aspects and qualities. They see a lot of purpose in the things that you do. You could be like a very purpose-driven person. And you could be very different to the way that they once knew you, or they might know that you are very different internally from, you know, your previous like connection, the way that you used to talk to this person, the way that you used to relate to them, that you used to hang out and laugh, or, you know, whatever that is, however it was you guys used to communicate. They know that you are not this person, that they are kind of receiving like the front. Yeah. And there's a lot here where it's like, I think you have now had the ability to see how things have panned out over time. And it does give me an energy of, if this person wants to come to you, they do need to, at the bare minimum, come correctly. On the other side of this, I do feel like during this time where you both have not been in each other's lives, this person could have had some like divinely guided sign or experience that redirected them towards you. It's like changed the orientation of their life, where whatever it was that they were working towards before, it's no longer a priority. I feel like this person could be stepping into a time of acquiring knowledge and philosophy, and bridging the gap somewhere between mythology, spirituality, religion, you know, earth and the heavens, that type of thing. It's like a sense of wanting to look into higher learning, to engage with it in a meaningful way. And I do feel like, I'm not sure that you would necessarily think this person, for some of you, they could be like, they could be a very spiritual person, whereas for others of you, they might not look the simplest scrap bit close to any type of spirituality at all. But there's like something here has happened, even if it is just clear thinking and seeing, like even if it is just clarity that they have come about. And I still don't know if they have total clarity. I can't really say that they are as clear as they could be, or there still seems to be a little bit of foggy, a little bit of like misconception or something here. And I do think for the people that are not truly understanding, like for those of them that do lack clarity, they see you in all your glory, in all your beauty, in all your like, I don't want to say mysticism. I did kind of get the feeling of that, but I think it's different. It's like, it's just, it almost has an air of mysticism, but it's more because it's like, so there's such like an unknown quantity about you, and you're so unique and you're so different and so beautiful. And it's that like sense of purpose. It's been like a very purpose-driven person, but it's also just being who you are, and it doesn't matter what that looks like. And there's something here that I think has changed their mind. So we did kind of have that gaining more clarity for this person, and potentially being foggy and whatnot, and seeing you in this light of like, it's almost surreal. It's almost in awe of you. Some of them think that this is like put on, it's like a performance or something, and so they kind of sit back and like almost judge. They're trying to like pick your next move. They're waiting, they're watching, they're almost judging, they almost want to call you out. But I think there's this other part here where they know that it's very genuine. If they could put their ego out of the way, to the side, and look at it through like a neutral lens, I think they know deep down that this is very genuine. it is authentic to your being in every way that it could be, that you probably are quite an actualized person, but you have actually touched their soul in such a way that I don't think they've ever experienced in their life. And so I feel like you could have changed this person's perception. I'm not sure on whatever it is, so greatly, but they just, they almost lack like a level of self-awareness. But obviously if they're not experiencing a great level of clarity, it would be hard to kind of have that self-awareness. So yeah, and then with that in mind, it's like they begin to understand some of the foundation to it, but they're still, it's like they still don't really like how it makes them feel, or they still, there's something here where it's like, even though they know deep down, they still like want to call you out. So I think they're probably, I don't know, it's like this person would be honest with you, but it's like it's their truth. And I know, you know, it's like everyone has their own truth, and then there's kind of like your truth, my truth, and in the middle, like somewhere in the middle is like the actual truth of what really happened. But it's like, I don't think they understand. I don't know, it's like they know more now than they did before. Like they have a bit better of an understanding, but they still don't agree with the way that things played out, or you ended them, or how you guys went into separation or something like that. And if it's not about, they don't agree about how you guys went into no contact, there's something here where they don't agree about something fundamental to you, like a belief or a practice or something, you know, something that you do. It's like whatever it is by choice. Like you choose to believe this thing, or you choose to act this way, or you like, it's almost like could be a morals and values thing here. And it's like they're doing the 360 on this, or even a 180, sorry. It could be both. Some of them, it feels like they're just going round and round in circles, trying to wrap their head around it. Where others, it's like this realization has been such a hard turn, they've almost gone the opposite way. But even with this new level of understanding the situation a little bit more closely for what it really is, or maybe why you are the way you are, or why, you know, you took the actions that you did, they still don't agree, and they still feel like they need to correct you in some way. Yeah. So we're going to take more cards. There is a note here too that this group, I feel like group 1, you are very protected. Despair. So there's definitely like a lot of water energy here, but I think this scenario, it was like if you stayed, I don't know, it's going to be different things for different people. So bear with me as we kind of go through the different scenarios, but it's like some of you could have transformed in such a way or grown so much in this time that this person doesn't recognize who you are, and that in itself can almost be a call for them to walk away, but they're not sure whether they like want to commit to it. Like it's not even that they are not sure if they want to or not. It's like this person, they really want to, but they don't know if it's really a choice for them. It's like such fundamental different core values or something like that. For others of you, they may have, one or both of you may have experienced, so I feel like this is stepping back to if it was a person you kind of knew when you were younger and maybe just grew apart or something like that, or I don't know, maybe someone moved house, something like that. But it's like one or both of you may have had experienced a significant loss in this time, and with that, it was like you were left stuck in a place that you really, it would have been good for you to walk away, it probably, if you had the choice, you would have walked away. But it was like you were relying on somebody else's external help to help you be able to actually leave this situation. So just take what resonates. But I mean, that could also make sense, right? If you're a child, and because I'm also getting like another situation here where for some of you, there could have, this death card could just be the simple representation of, you know, the ending of your time spent together when you're young, doing things that you really like and playing or hanging out or whatever it was that you did together. And so that like when you did, you know, move away or just, you know, life took you in different directions here, that in itself, it was just representative of the ending of that era of time. And that if it had to do with location, with where someone lived, there's like not much you can do about it. Or if there was like a fallout between two families or something like that, then it's like the children are kind of in a chokehold of like wanting to play together and spend time together, but knowing ultimately that they have to walk away kind of for, you know, the rest of the family or something like that. So it seems to be very open-ended in today's reading. Yeah, okay. And there could be elements of this throughout, you know, a lot of these pieces could all kind of bleed into different situations. So I'm going to take another card. So we do have Aquarius and Pisces, Scorpio. I want to say it's like air signs and water signs. Yeah, I do feel like this group, you definitely went through a strong period of like growth and transformation. Or something could have, even if you didn't consider it growth, like something could have come in for you. Something could have been, I don't know, like maybe something multiplied or grew in terms of abundance. So like you could have had a lot of money come in or made money, or you could have got a lot of, I don't know, it's like it's not meant to be money, but it's just like something expanded. Yeah, it was like very expansive. And I feel like this person could have had like a lot of expansive experiences as well. But I do want to say here, as much as we've already talked about some of the, you know, different scenarios it could be, I'm getting another energy here too, where it's like a row of two separate people. So this person we're also getting could have liked you for a really long time and wanted to be with you, and that when they did try to, you know, put forth an offer to maybe be together, that you came off unimpressed or rejected them in some way, and they may have felt insecure when that happened, or you could have rejected them out of a place of insecurity. But with this person, it was like I sort of get the words like let bygones be bygones, where it's like they knew that even if they weren't on top when this happened or whatever the outcome could be, that they had to try, and if they didn't try, then it would kind of always be on their mind. But I feel like they just went on to embrace life anyway. But I feel like they never really stopped keeping up with you. They never really stopped watching you on socials or, you know, something like that. Or even if it was simply just thinking about you, it's like this person thought about you a lot. I feel like it was very spontaneous too. Like it would just pop up into their mind, and it would just be at the most random of times over the years. And so I think that if they ever seen you again, they would be like a little bit reluctant to kind of put forth like that, you know, kind offer of potentially a supportive relationship here that really came out of like liking you or being interested in you. They would feel like they would have to keep a little bit of distance in just to keep their feelings safe, if that makes sense. And so when it did go into that no contact phase, then there was really, there may have been part of them that, as much as they, you know, you guys did go your separate ways, this person may have walked away at the sign of rejection, or it could have been, you know, you rejecting them was the sign of like you walking away, whatever that means for either of you. I think this person was devastated by it. So they may, I think that they probably have like a really healthy sense of just knowing things will work out, trusting things will work out in their favor, and that as much as it crushed them at the time, if it was meant to be, it would have been. And yeah, so we have that there as well. Now we also have the gem, and so I do feel like you or this person could have been like very multifaceted. You could have had like a very vibrant personality. I feel like this person seeing you as like a cut above the rest, as like standing out from the crowd, as like incredibly beautiful, maybe like a very colorful personality, but definitely that whole gem in the rough kind of vibe. And I also see something here like, you know, out of all the things that they wanted in life, you were like the first thing. You were their first step, or the first, yeah. And so they still feel like they haven't taken that first step. There's something, yeah. Okay. I'm going to take more cards. Okay, so we have an emotionally secure, loving family is important too. Yeah. This could be like a realization that you're having now. So maybe something back then, for whatever reason, maybe there was something about this person that you thought was flaky, or it didn't hold a lot of weight or something. Maybe you didn't see it having the ability to go the distance. And I'm getting something about a cracked egg. So this person, depending on who they are for you, they could have affected you negatively or broken something, whether it was your trust or a sense of security, or I don't know. They could have been the person that caused the breakdown of this relationship, even if they did really love you. And they may, you know, maybe for some of you, if you were the person that was kind of trying to put an offer out to someone and they rejected you, if you were on the receiving end of it, it could have just been done in a harsh or brash kind of manner. And if that is the case, that could have, the hurt behind the way the rejection was actually handled, could have been enough to make this person not trust you. So, yeah. But I also feel like for some of you, there's this abundance coming in like one of you have become very abundant. So I do feel like here, one of you, one or both. I think what could happen when this person does come back in, if they, I feel like some of them could be at the point in time of like the precipice of like knocking on your door. I'm not saying they're physically going to show up at your door. For some of you, they could, but you know, before you get a message or something like that, I think that you both somehow align in terms of like your family values and how successful you have been. Something like that. Yeah. I'm just going to see if I can get anything else come through. Yeah, so that seems to be like the end of it for you, group one. So it's like what you need to know. So it appears like somebody is coming back in, and it seems like they're going to have an offer for you. So what you do with that is ultimately your choice. I feel like you may be a little bit on edge about it, or a little bit defensive, maybe not defensive, but you may just have some good boundaries in place. I'm not sure if it's a case you didn't have good boundaries before, or if it's a case that like maybe this person will want to make you feel good, but you just need people to acknowledge the truth or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, but hopefully this is helpful to you in some way, and I'll see you all in another reading. Take care. Okay, welcome group one. If you chose the mixed herbs, then this will be your reading for today. As I was pulling these cards, I just heard she's out to get you. And then next I got like bad boys, what you gonna do when they come for you. And that was a song that came out for, I think it was like group three in the very last pick a card. So there may be some sort of like link scenario between these two readings. So for some of you, I feel like you're not involved in some sort of conflict or drama or competitive vibes, like where, you know, people want to like, I don't know, it just, I feel like for some of these people, it might come off like they might think they're engaging in play fighting because they just want to be the best and they're exercising their ego. And the thing is that that's all good and well if that's what it really is. But I think the difference is that's what they play it off to be. But like they actually, when it really comes down to it, they kind of take it seriously, like too seriously. Like I remember so much of my life seeing, I don't know, you know, sometimes like teenage boys or whatever will kind of get into a bit of like a scrap, like a bit of a wrestle or, you know, something like that. And it all starts out like fun and games and like, you know, I don't know, a bit of a test and stuff. But then like someone always takes it too far. And when that happens, it like starts to get a bit serious. That's what this feels like. So I feel like you guys could actually be on the outside, kind of seeing something like from the periphery or outside in, or you might know the people. I mean, I feel like whatever it is that you're witnessing, I feel like they're people that you know, but it feels like you're not directly involved in this somehow. And I feel like there's something here where you have like a growth type mindset. And so you might naturally outshine the competition, or you might naturally be a bit of a competitive person. And I mean in a healthy way. So like not every time do we say competition doesn't have to have like a negative connotation to it, right? I feel like that negative connotation comes in again when people take it too seriously and get wrapped up in it. They let it consume them. They step into comparison energy. You know, people start to get a little bit underhanded. That's where it kind of takes on a life of its own, and things like jealousy and envy come in. And it's more like when people kind of take it into their own hands and start taking actions in the world. Because it's like one thing to just like feel spontaneous feelings that come up and just realize we're just human, and, you know, certain things might make us feel a certain way, and that's okay. I'm sure it happens to everyone. But it's another thing when people start acting on those feelings, or start wanting to like actively kind of take someone down in some perceived way, right? Anyway, that said, that cleared up. It appears that you, group two, have some type of growth mindset. I feel like you're good, you got yourself sorted. I feel like you probably naturally draw a lot of attention into you. I feel like you're pretty quick on your feet, and I feel like it's that healthy competition where it's like, yeah, you might see other people kind of squabbling and over like scraps or something. I don't know what it is, over their egos, or being defensive because they got caught up in something. I don't know. You know, I just want to clarify, right? It's really easy to sit here when you're not involved and be like, people are defensive and stuck in their ego, okay? It's not a judgment. It's just, it's the message coming through, okay? Anyway, and so I think you're all too well aware of that as well. And I kind of get I get the vibe a little bit that like if you felt like someone was being like kind of judgy about silly things, that you'd probably set them straight as well. Anyway, moving on. So I feel like you're pretty good. I feel like you're pretty grounded for the most part, even though you're still like, I don't know, you have a bit of fire too. I feel like you may have one loyal or staunch friend that really has your back, and that matters and it counts. I don't know why, but it comes through. And I feel like they could be protective of you or kind of fierce if people look like they're going to cross you in some way or something like that. So it's a really good friendship that I'm feeling called to tell you that you need to take care of. But obviously, you know your situation. You make your own decisions, okay? Yeah. I think part of why that's coming through is they're kind of alluding to this person being an important part of like maintaining the health and happiness of like your inner circle. And I think it's because this person does a good job kind of keeping riffraff out, or being like, they kind of protect it in some sense of the word, so that the bad stuff doesn't get in, okay? There's something about them that even if they come off a bit grumpy or cranky, or I don't know what it is, it's hard to say. They could come off with like RBF. They could come off like uninterested in people. They don't really have time for people or something like that. But I actually feel like they're a good person. And I feel like it's all part of this kind of like front that they put on to like keep people at a bit of a distance. But I think they're very choosy. Like they only do it to certain people or something. So you might get this person around someone different that they've never met before, and all of a sudden this person that to you, because you're kind of on the inner circle, you're like, oh, but they're so lovely and they're so loyal and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden they've got a stinking attitude with whoever this new person is, and you're like, but why? And it's because they can see something that you can't, okay? Anyway, so I feel like they somehow are important in keeping you and the riffraff kind of separate, okay? Yeah, I don't know. We'll move on and see if we get anything else come back to that. There's something here too where I feel like you actually have your eyes on the prize with something different too. So it's like these people are all competing or fighting over something that like, it's like conflict, right? Whatever it is that they're getting drawn into, this drama here. It's like you've still got your eye on the prize. Like you're not being pulled from your path. You're not letting this suck you in. You're like still determined, you know what you're doing, and you're sticking to your guns. And I don't know, it's kind of, yeah. Anyway, for some of you, it could be a case of like not knowing what to do next, or like kind of pondering the opportunities or something like that. Pondering opportunities. Some of you could be potentially looking into traveling or like creature comforts or something like that. But for some of you, it's like some of these people felt like you made them a choice and it really upset them. And I think it like stressed them out and gave them anxiety. Some of you, like these people already had anxiety. So like for whatever reason, when they felt like you made them a choice, just keep in mind that what I'm saying is their perception, right? Then it like, they got in their head and they were extremely upset. For some of you, we're going to flip the energy here, where it's actually like the reason that you're outside of this dynamic is because you've already exited, because you felt like these people were just trying to kind of capitalize on something, or they weren't choosing you or something like that. And so you actually could have been this person in turn who, whether you have anxiety or not, it's not the point. Or you could have been left really upset or like a little bit in your head, or like, I don't know, some of you could have that harsh inner critic. And so it could have just been like, you know, a lot at once to be like, how, why, whatever that looks like. And I even have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So it was like literally going it alone. So I feel like you guys going independent was probably one of the best things that you could have done here. And there's a lot of wisdom to be gained. And I feel like you're underestimated and you're highly intelligent. And I feel like if people followed you, even if it's like unpopular opinion, right? Whatever it is that you stood for, or for however this scenario came about, maybe you could have been seen as the person that no one wanted to side with for whatever reason. Maybe there was like only one person that had like a real problem with you, and like these other people didn't want to cross that person, so they just kind of let you go off into the dark on your own. But like little did they know that you took your light with you, so now they're kind of like all left in the dark, not really knowing what's coming from where. Like they're all lacking clarity, they're all sucked into the drama, or they're all competing in some weird way. Like it's just a bit, it's like it almost gives like frenemy kind of thing. But anyway, so we're going to set that down. Yeah. And so there's also this thing here too where you guys like going your own way was the best, but we have the Chariot as well. So it's like that, you know, yeah, maybe not knowing what way you want to go or making the decision on the spot, but it's also like the strategy and the powerful movement forward. So it's like you're not letting, this is what the point is, you're not letting anyone hold you back. You're going your own way, you're not letting anyone hold you back, and you'll decide what way you go. You may feel torn between the two choices. Like you may feel torn between, I don't know what the choices are. I feel like, you know, you guys obviously know what the choices are, so that's what counts, right? And I feel like you've probably known for a while. And I, you know, for some of you, this choice could be to like go back towards this friends group for whatever reason, but this is confirmation that going your own way, I feel, has put you in a better position. Anyway, could be hard work at times, and you might feel like, you know, being on your own and feeling unequipped for whatever this season of life is, but also like willing to give it a go, but like with a tenacity. It's like there's something about how tenacious you are that it's like you can't be held down. And I just seen people underestimate you time after time. And if it's not a time after time thing, in this specific scenario, they definitely underestimated you a lot. Truth is, it's character building. And even if it hurts, I think that like you will come to some type of insight here that you did not have before. That will be really powerful in how you navigate moving forward. And you'll have like an insight that these people, I don't know if they'll ever get it. Like, I don't think they understand. It's like not the same. It's like, this is their level of understanding. This is your level of understanding. And even if they do all this work, in the time it takes them to catch up, you're still growing too. So it's like they're always chasing your tail. Yeah. All right, so Spirit, what do we need to know? I feel like I'm meant to take more cards from this. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here. Some of you guys could have something good coming in for you. Some of you guys could be waiting on a message, a letter, or a package or something like that. I don't know why. That's just something that seems to happen. For some of you, it could be like something that you kind of receive to do with this. I don't know. We'll keep going. Maybe from a person who fancies you, or maybe from a close friend, close partner. Maybe for some of you, you had someone like really nurse your soul during this period that this, I don't know, it's like these people thought that you were going to, like, yeah, you did go your own way, and yeah, you may have done a period of time. Ultimately, you've kind of worn the brunt of it, or the burden of the being just, you know, on your own. But there's like something here where you either did find a lot of like renewed love in a friendship, or like some sort of connection that you had already, where you guys, yeah, you like reconnected, and I feel like you just had a lot of love for each other. So it was like these people thought you would be out on your own, or like you would suffer without their friendship in some way. I think that's the real energy, or the real message here that I'm getting, is like these people that are in conflict and competition, I think they thought, A, you probably wouldn't leave it. B, if you did, you'd probably have to come back and re-enter into it in some way. And they just didn't expect that you would move on. I think that's what it is. Anyway, so we're getting a little bit off track. Keep going. Okay. Yeah, being out in the cold. Okay, so for some of you, this is a person that is actually coming in. And there will be something here where they're kind of going to soften the blow through what seems like is still going to be a bit of a hard time in your life coming up. But ultimately, it's going to be really helpful to some type of new beginning that you have. Yeah. So it's like, maybe what we need in this hard time in life is like pentacles, right? It's 5 of pentacles. So it's like maybe our health is really bad. Maybe we don't have a lot of money. Maybe we're struggling in terms of like accommodation, like a place to actually just live, or, you know, paying the bills and just getting by or something like that. It's like pretty detrimental. And if it's not that, it's like literally being out on your own and just having absolutely no support or something like that. I think this person's going to soften the blow for you so that you can kind of get through that rough time to have a new beginning where that's not going to be a thing for you anymore. For others of you, this is actually representative of one of these people that you were in connection with that's in that whole drama thing, that I feel like you guys actually put yourself out. You may have had to, a lot of people would have chosen to stay in whatever that conflict was so that they actually didn't have to experience this like real kind of crazy level of hardship. I don't know, look, it might not be super intense. Everyone's here on kind of a scale of like, you know, maybe it wasn't that big of a deal, whereas others of you, it would very much affected like your sense of survival. But it's like you guys may have really put yourself in harm's way or in harsh conditions or something like that, to go it alone at a chance at a new beginning without this person, leaving them in the dust. And it doesn't mean that you didn't appreciate it at the time. I feel like you guys probably had a lot of love or a close relationship, and that's good. But I feel like ultimately there's something here about something in them. I just heard the devil that you know. So it's like some part of them that they couldn't just let it be. They couldn't just love the friendship. It was that weird frenemy vibe. Anyway, so we also have the 7 of Cups again. I think this person was just really trying to capitalize on some sort of like, I don't know, it seems like social climbing or networking thing. They could have been trying to, they could have seen it as advantageous to connect with people that you may do business with or collaborate with in some way. They could have thought, they were trying to like work out what would be the best way to kind of go about it. But I think the ultimate goal here was to kind of build connections in cutting you out as the middleman. Like they wanted to have these direct connections, but they were basically using your social network to kind of, you know, filter and find these people. So it was almost like, in terms of business, it was like they were finding leads through you, using you, but cutting you out as the middleman. They're like taking your clients or something as well. So a little bit of anything and everything there for some of you, okay? All right, I'll keep going. What do we want? For some of you, it could have just been a case of like this person was like reevaluating what they wanted in life when they did kind of meet more people. Like maybe you guys had some mutual friends or something, and they just actually decided that they just like these other people more, or they could get more out of these other people, even if it was not so serious as the business stuff and whatnot. And I think they knew that what they were doing, there's something about the way, maybe it's not what they did was wrong, but maybe it's the way they went about it that was wrong. There's something there that I think if you knew, or if they acknowledged it, they'd be forced to admit it, that they acted like a snake or something like that. Anyway, and so April and May seem to be significant here. So that could have been, you know, around the time that you went no contact, or it could have been around the time that they will try to initiate a reconnection here, or put forth some type of offer or something. It could even actually be when you guys would next bump into each other, even if there is no real like offer. But I mostly feel like maybe things were cool. This mostly seems like the point that things were cool and went into no contact. So April or May could be hints for around that time. And if it's not the case, it could be to do with this person's like zodiac signs as well. So we could have like Taurus, don't do this to me, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. And we already had Cancer, Virgo. We had Aquarius. I think that's it so far. Oh, Pisces as well. Okay, so a few different signs there. So keep in mind that some of these zodiacs could be this like third person, or like, you know, a friend or a sort of social business connection that was wrapped up in this in some way. Could be another person that they're now in disarray with. Yeah. Okay. There's something here too where there was just too much in the mix, and it might have come off really good, like it was working, like it was great, and the thing is, maybe it was really good and great, but this person didn't like it when people were like mixed. I think this person might get a touch of like, what is it? Like if everyone else is mixing and having a good time, they need to be either the center of attention or they need to split people up. They've got like a real fear of letting other people mix without them or something, you know? Anyway, even if you're all in the same place together, it was something about it they just couldn't handle. But we've got the key here, so it's like a successful outcome to your problem. So I feel like that is spirit kind of letting you know that, like, if things haven't already shown you that they will work out well, this is them letting you know that it will. But it's like, I think there's something here as well where you guys actually were the key to some type of successful resolution. So when you exit out of this dynamic, let me just show you. When you exit out of this dynamic, there's always going to be someone who looks up and goes, hey, where did they go? Wait, they're not fighting anymore. Maybe I don't need to fight anymore, right? I think you guys are like leading by example. Okay, anything else for today's reading? No. So what is it that you need to know? This seems like maybe a bit of clarity or valid. I don't know. It's like there could have been some tiny detail that I kind of talked about that you weren't really aware of. Like maybe this person is a little bit more of a social climber than you realized, or maybe they had a bit more of an agenda is probably a better way to put it, than what you realize. There's something, it could have been like that preference thing, or that kind of trying to be opportunistic or something like that. I feel like they very much struggled, something to do with how you guys are all encompassing. Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't already had a successful outcome, you will have one. You made really good choices choosing to step away from this scenario or these people. Even if you did get, you know, go through some type of hardship, I don't know, you're going to have a better beginning, like a fruitful, full of potential beginning. Anyway, take care, guys, and I'll see you all in another one. Okay, welcome group 3. If you chose the Cumin, then this will be your reading today on what it is that you need to know. And it does seem to be something here that people like can't get enough of you. And we also have the Strength card here with like Leo showing out. And this could very much just be like, I don't know, people love your aura, they love your energy, they love how you like lean into things and what you, it's like they love, I don't know, they like the way that you carry yourself anyway. I feel like there's something here that's kind of tempered about your nature that they like you might exercise a lot of restraint. You might have like a lot of fire in the belly, as so to speak, where you like could be like fierce, or you could kind of fire up pretty quickly or something like that, or you could really bear the wrath of like a lot of fire, but you keep it under control most of the time, you know, or you do well to do that, something like that. Anyway, and so I don't know, there's something here where at this point in time you could almost be putting on a display of being unbothered here, but like really you're unhappy about the way that something happened that could have left you on the outside. And if this is not a case, it could be a case that you are just like mindfully present, minding your own business, and you are, in a sense, living your best life. But like other people are not happy with what you're giving them, and they feel like they are not being prioritized in your life. It's like they're not getting enough attention, or they see you as wanting to be seeing as you just being good without them or something like that. And if that is the case, they're, you know, more than willing to kind of go between, I just got like go between homes. So just take what resonates there, because for some of you it could be a person leaving, moving out, or leaving a home or something that you share. Whereas for others of you, it's like this person's just leaving this, I don't know, it's like they could have, something could have really upset them, and they could have a health condition that kind of affects them when they get upset or something. So like, no, cool. So we just had the 9 swords. So I'll take that as confirmation about that. But saying here, there could have been like there could have been financial hardship as well. So there could have been something about this situation where, I don't know, and this could even go for some of you, like what you need to know is that like you're unhappy with the way things are at the moment, and things are financially like very hard, and it probably does keep you up at night, like sweating, like stressing, not knowing how things are going to go and be handled. And it could actually be causing a bit of physical illness or ailments, you know, something, even if it's simple as having like an upset stomach or something, or losing sleep, right? It doesn't take long before everything kind of deteriorates if it's like you know, a consistent thing over time. But there's something here about, I mean, the gut tract or the gut lining, or gastrointestinal lining or something. I don't know, right? I'm not a doctor. If you've got health issues, like, you know, you seek out the appropriate medical professional to assist you with that. But it's, you know, it's the message that I'm getting come through, so I pass it on anyway. So I feel like things that affect the physical body and the ability to keep up with the routine, or to manage the self, or like self-care. So things like making sure that we have a shower every day, making sure that we're eating healthy food instead of just buying takeout or not eating at all. Or like, I know there can be a bit of a line that blurs between having 1 or 2 bad nights to all of a sudden, you know, months go by and it's now like a new thing that you only shower 1 every 3 days or something like that. I don't know if it's that bad, like if it's that, not bad, but like that level of impact, like it's that far out or not. It might not be, but something about managing self-care coming through as well. It might be hard. Some of you could have got hurt. Some of you could have suffered some type of physical injury. So you could have been like really healthy and doing well and strong and fit. And then, I don't know, it's like something with your, I don't know, maybe you weren't really content with life, but you still had your health and fitness, and then you've experienced some type of injury, and that injury has really just like been a lot. It could be things like being on bed rest. It could be things like, you know, going through rehabilitation or something like that. Or to kind of come to work your way back to the point that you were at. So I do feel like whatever this is, it does get better. But for some of you, I feel like, I just got the words like you're meeting your match. Yeah. So it's kind of like if something has happened or is wrong and you're experiencing a type of hardship at this point in time, I do feel like you know, it'll probably be a hard time in life, but I feel like you will have it handled. You will be, you know, on top of it. You will be the boss. Like what am I trying to say? You've got it sorted. That's what it is. You're in charge. You're taking control, and you sort it out, and no one's going to mess with you, kind of thing. I know. I feel like I'm jumping around this reading a little bit, guys. So hopefully this makes sense and resonates. And we're going to take some more cards. There we go, guys. Yeah, obstacles to overcome. I mean, that's just like confirmation for me on some of the stuff that already come out. And you guys could at this point in time be on the like pushing stuff uphill right now. This could be the hard part of the journey. Or it could just be like, yeah, it's like dense terrain, like hard. I feel like you'll be fine though, whatever this is. Or if this is not you and this is a person around you, could be a Leo and Aries, something like that. You could be Leo or Aries, but I mean, you don't have to be those placements, right? What do we want? Let's just spread one out. That one? Oh. Yeah. July. Okay, so July could be significant for you as well, which could also be, I think, like Cancer as well. So July could be by the time that this is mostly sorted out, okay? And right now in Australia, at the time that I'm making this video, we are currently in September. So this could be something that you experience for a while. Even if it is a case that, I don't know, it's maybe you're not watching this video at the time that it's posted, but it could be something like up to 10 months away. So, or July next year or something. I mean, that's what I'm kind of getting at. So, also I'm getting a note here that like, being outside in the natural environment could be helpful to you. I was going to say healthy for you. If that's something that you're able to do, and, you know, eating the colors of the rainbow in terms of like fruit and veggies and whatnot, making sure you get greens in. But yeah, so people, I don't know, like that first message that we got, it was like everybody wanting you or not being able to get enough of you, but then it's like you're going through all this stuff. So there could be something here where people aren't really seeing, I don't know, is it obvious to what people know about you? Like, do they understand that you're going through this stuff or whatever is happening here? And maybe that's part of why you're just like not interested in something, because you're going through a lot of stuff. But for others of you, if it's not a case that you kind of get to the end of this, I feel like you will have it sorted out. But for some of you, it could also be like a person. But I feel like if there is a person coming in here, I feel like they're a little bit older. And they would be very regimented and routined, and they would have a lot of their stuff sorted out as well, right? There wouldn't be too much that they would falter on. I feel like this person wouldn't miss a beat if there is a person coming in for some of you. Obviously, it's not going to be everybody, it's just some of you. But, you know, and that doesn't have to mean that this is like a singles only reading. Then, you know, people can be in a relationship and this still applies. All right, we're going to take another card. I don't know why I felt like I need to throw that disclaimer out, because, yeah, I don't know. I am getting something about like the sun coming out at the end of it, and a new day ahead as well. Oh, this is a lot of cards. Do we really want to? No. I'm just going to put these back and we'll see if they come out again. Okay, there we go. This red. Yeah, this is like the one thing that gets you through. The one thing that gets you through, but it can also speak about severing ties. And so for some of you, you might not know where you're going. Like, you just might not have any answers. There may be like a lot of uncertainty on your way through this journey, or, you know, into reaching some type of like resolve or happy ending or something like that. Might be seemingly, yeah, it's just like there's so much uncertainty. It doesn't seem possible or something like that. You might just feel like you're going into this black hole of abyss where things aren't going to get better or something. But there is there is a good outcome at the end, but you could be in there for a little while. But also, I don't know, hope. Hope is the most important thing here. Having hope, being present, being mindful. I think that message we got earlier about being tempered, I think that's actually very important as well. So it's not just something that people do admire about you, but it's actually really important for your success in this situation is to be tempered. And this hope, I think finding joy and wondrous moments in amongst this time is also going to be very important for you. So even if it's only something small, soak it up and make the most out of it when that moment's there. I feel like you've got a lot to look forward to. It's just this moment in time. I feel like there's more here. I just heard anything that holds you back isn't worth holding on to. So that could be a call here that as much as you are to like have this hope and kind of keep going and everything, you may have to cut off any sort of dead weight that you may be carrying with you, okay? And that you know, it might be connections, but it might just be stuff. It might be belongings. It might be old, I don't know, furniture or something. It's hard to say. I mean, if some of you are moving house, furniture, and that could definitely be a thing. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take more cards. Let's go. For some of you, this could be how you like really age up, where you like really mature. It's like, this could be how you come into being this like responsible adult with, you know, direction and capability. It's like strong capability and a lot of strength here too. Okay, so let's see. So we got I know, I feel like something here that would like shake your world may have left you like looking for the truth or wanting to like defend yourself or defend something that's happened here. And you definitely overcome it. And I think you get a lot more grounded and stable if that's something that some of you were worrying about. Like that's that whole thing of the security and stuff. It will definitely be there. So that's like, you know, financial security, having a place to live or good health again. It will get good again. But I think at this point in time, it looks like everything's up in the air and you're just having to wait, okay? So we have Leo, Aries, we have Mars, so we have Scorpio, and we have Pisces. So just take kind of like fire and water signs, I would say, for this one. But we also had Cancer as well, so yeah. All right. All right, that's everything that I have for you today, Group 3. Hopefully this one resonated for you and makes sense. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in another one. Bye.